Hello everyone, this is your unemployed chef. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from my other videos. Today I'm doing a kitchen essentials video on things that everyone should have in their kitchen at all times, especially now during quarantine if you're not in quarantine. So let's get started. First off, everyone in their kitchen should have a type of oil. For example, olive oil is great for marinating, sauteing, and grilling. It's great for keeping your foods moist, and it has a very nice flavor that's not too strong, not too light, and it's very easy to find. This is canola oil. Canola oil doesn't have as much flavor since it is a neutral oil, but it is great for frying things. Just make sure when you're shopping for oil, make sure to find an oil that has a high smoke point, which just means that the oil is just better at hitting high temperatures. If it doesn't have a high smoke point, that means that it will start smoking at much lower temperatures. For example, that is exactly why olive oil is not great for frying, whereas canola oil is the best for frying. Next, you want to have your condiments. The three basic condiments are everyone's favorite, ketchup, everyone's second favorite, mustard, and everyone's least favorite, or the enemy of the people, mayonnaise. However, mayonnaise is the most versatile of these three condiments because you can use mayonnaise to make your own, for example, chipotle sauce. And you can also use mayonnaise to add um, some texture and especially some much needed moisture, especially if you have like a dry turkey sandwich. Everyone has had a bad turkey sandwich before. Um, And I know there's like a whole bunch of other sauces that you guys can make with just a mayonnaise base. Next is the starches and grains and rices section. These are things that, when mixed with water, they are like wine. They spread and spread and spread and spread. Rice, doesn't matter what type of rice that you use. This bag can last me, I would say, for a couple months, as I'm only one person. Oats. It's an unsung hero of breakfast. If you don't like cold cereals, but you do want cereal, but it's hot, oats are very versatile. You can add, for example, I like to add some cinnamon to my oats, a little bit of brown sugar, and just a pat of butter, and I have a very good breakfast. And also, oats are very good for people who are trying to have some protein and fiber in their diet. I eat oats personally before I work out. Um, they don't make me feel too full, and they give you a lot of great energy. Next is potatoes. You can mash potatoes, you can fry them, you can bake them, uh, you can scramble them in your breakfasts. You could do so much with potatoes, particularly russet potatoes. I think these are the most versatile out of potatoes. Not every potato is made the same, um, but if you can get your hands on russet potatoes, that would be your best bet. Last but not least, in this category, is pasta. Pasta, all you have to do is boil it in some hot water, and then you go. Even if you don't feel like adding in any extra meat or vegetables, you could just get just a generic jar of sauce, cook the pasta, throw the sauce over it, and then bam, you have a very quick meal. My next section, which I like to call the Rest in Peace Vegan section, aka dairy. In this section is your butter, milk, and eggs. Eggs have multiple uses. They're a great alternative to meat-based proteins if you want to be more economical. They have a lot of good nutrients and vitamins in them. and they can be used in um, a salad. They can be eaten boiled, they can be scrambled, they can be fried, they can be in an omelet. So many uses for eggs, and they're tasty. They can take on the taste of just about everything, as well as desserts. Since on this channel I tend to cook a lot of things from scratch, so make sure you have your eggs ready. Butter adds flavor, adds texture, um, and a lot of recipes use butter as just a basic starting ingredient. Milk can be added into tea. It can be just drank uh, plainly, and it could also be used in baking. And if, for example, if you want to make your own cheese sauce, which I will be doing in a future video, there's your milk. Next section are the spices and seasonings. If you don't have a lot of seasonings in your house, which you should, the best thing to get is an all-purpose seasoning. For example, I like to use Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute. This seasoning is great for if no one could agree on what type of seasoning they want to use that night for dinner. Um, if you get an all-purpose seasoning, then you don't have to buy a whole bunch of other seasonings, so that's great if you're just in a rush just to cook. And the all-star team duo, sea salt or salt and pepper, doesn't matter what brand that you use, just make sure that these are in your cabinets at all times. That's basically it. These are just probably the most basic seasonings that you can have in your cabinet, because a lot of recipes start with just plain salt and plain black pepper. And last but not least are your sugar and flour. I didn't take the flour out. I didn't want to cause a kitchen apocalypse. As you know, flour is the gift that just keeps on giving and giving and giving. Flour is excellent if you want to thicken your own sauce and or gravy. It's a great base if you're making pancakes or waffles. Flour can also be used in a batter to, if you want to fry up something. And sugar, sugar is just to sweeten up things. That's just about it. I actually have a bonus item I want to show you guys. This is protein powder. Protein powder is great as kind of like not a complete meal replacement, but it puts something on your stomach when you don't want anything heavy on your stomach, or you're just in a rush. All you have to do is just mix it with water or milk, shake it up and go. Preferably, if you are hungry, this, for example, has 24 grams of protein in one scoop. You don't have to have this much, but it's good to eat a lot of protein, especially when you can't get to the store, especially when things may be scarce, because it's great at keeping you full for long periods of time. And for those of us that like go to the gym, like to keep our gains, we should always have protein powder on hand. And it's also cheaper than just buying the pre-mixed protein drinks as well. So that's it for my kitchen essentials quarantine basics video. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you found it very helpful. You could also put some suggestions in the comments. I would like to know, what are your kitchen essentials? I'd like to see what people like to put in their kitchens. I just find it interesting. Hey, I'm a chef. This is your Unemployed Chef. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, complain. As always, I put my recipe list, and I will be putting my ingredients list at the bottom of the video. Stay tuned, and always chase your yum.